Welcome to Pre-Algebra Summer Packet Review number 7, Adding or Subtracting Fractions with Unlike Denominators. You should have completed review number 6, which was adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. The same rules apply for adding or subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. The only difference is that you need to find a like or common denominator before you can add or subtract. So it would be good for you to read through the description, but since you're watching the video, I'm going to show you how I come up with these denominators. So we have 1/5 plus 1/2. 1/5 plus 1/2. We cannot add 5 plus 2 in a fraction form because 5 and 2 are not like denominators. So we have to come up with a common denominator. Now for some of you it's going to be real easy. You can see that it's 10 and you can figure it out. But let's go ahead and work some of this out. So let's go over here. I generally use the ladder method to find not only GCF but also LCD or LCM, least common denominator or least common multiple. So again, let's go ahead and list up here our prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Now we know they go on and on and on, but these are the ones that are going to probably be the most useful to us. So what we do is we take both of our numbers and we ask, are they both divisible by 2? Well, 2 is, but 5 is not. So if one of them is not, we can move to the next one, but we're going to see right away that both of these are prime numbers, 2 and 5. So since they're both prime numbers, we can just take them and multiply them together, and we get an LCD of 10. So in order to change our fractions then, we're going to take 1/5 plus 1/2, and we want to change them both to have a denominator of 10. So what we do is we have to decide, what do we multiply 5 by to get 10? Well, we multiply it by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So if I multiply my denominator by 10, I have to multiply my numerator by 10. So 1 times 2 is 2. That's how we got 2/10. Same thing with 1/2. We take 2 times 5 to get 10, so we have to multiply our numerator also by 5. 1 times 5 is 5. So actually 1/5 and 2/10 are equivalent fractions, and 1/2 and 5/10 are equivalent fractions. But now that they have common denominators, we're going to follow the same rules we learned in review number 6. We're going to add the numerator, so 2 plus 5 is 7, and the denominator stays the same. So we get 7/10. We would also want to consider whether we need to simplify, but in this case it is in simplest form, so we don't need to simplify this fraction. Alright, so let's look down at number 2, example number 2. We have 3/4 plus 1/2. So let's first go over and we'll put our denominators 4 and 2 in our ladder. Now remember, we've got our prime numbers at the top of your paper: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. So let's ask ourselves, is 4 and 2 divisible by 2? Well, yes they are, so we're going to take 2 out here, and we'll take 4 divided by 2, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now, you might have already known that the LCD is 4, and if that's the case, you do not need to go ahead with the ladder. But if you don't know, this is a very simple way to figure it out. So then what we're going to do is take the 3 numbers, the 1 outside and the 2 at the end, because both of these, now this is a prime number and this is neither prime nor composite, so we know that we can't divide any further. So now we're going to take 2 times 2 times 1, and we get 4. So 4 is our LCD. So let's go ahead and change our fractions. We got 3/4 plus 1/2. We need to change them both to a denominator of 4. Now the great thing is 3/4 already has a denominator of 4, so we can leave it, but we need to change 1/2 to 4ths. In order to do that, we take 2 times 2 to get 4, so we multiply 1 times 2 and get 2. So 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent fractions. They are the same. Now that we have common denominator, we can add our numerators. 3 plus 2 is 5, and our denominators stay the same. Now we have an improper fraction. So with an improper fraction, we can't leave it this way. We need to change it to a mixed numeral or mixed number. And to do that, we're going to take our numerator and divide it by the denominator. Now you can do that a couple of ways. You can do it in your head. 5 divided by 4 is 1. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 left over, 1 over 5. Or you can do it this way. So we're going to take our numerator inside the box, our denominator outside the box. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now here's how it works. What we're going to do then, in order to get our answer, is this is going to be your whole number. This is going to be your numerator, and this is going to be your denominator. So our answer is whole number, numerator, denominator, 1 1/4. And that's the way it works every time that you do one of these problems. You take the numerator inside the box, the denominator outside the box, do your division. The number at the top is going to be your whole number. That's the big one out here. The number left over, or the remainder, is going to be your numerator, and the number outside the box, which is your denominator to begin with, is going to remain your denominator. Okay, so let's go down to the bottom. It says you try, and don't forget to simplify your fractions. Let's go ahead and do them together. So you got 2/3 plus 1/4. Let's do our ladder. We'll have a 3 and a 4 out here. Now, 3 is a prime number, 4 is a composite number. We know that composite means you can multiply more than 2 factors to get 4. So 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So if they're not both divisible by 3, then there's not anything else we can do, and they're not. So we're just going to take 3 times 4 and get 12. So 12 is our LCD. So we want denominators of 12. To get that, we're going to decide 3 times 4 is 12, so we need to multiply 2 times 4, and we get 8. For 1/4, 4 times 3 is 12, so 1 times 3 is 3. Then we follow the rules we learned in review number 6. So 8 plus 3, we add the numerators, and the denominators remain the same. Consider whether or not we can simplify it. We can't, so this is our final answer. All right, number 4, we have 1/3 minus 1/6. So let's get our LCD, and you may already know what it is. That's fine. Oops, I don't need that minus there, sorry. Let's redo that so it's not as confusing. So we have 3 and 6. We go up to the top of our page and ask, are they both divisible by 2? Well, 6 is, but 3 isn't. So let's move to the next number. Are they both divisible by 3? Yes. So let's go here. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And now we take these and multiply them together. So we multiply those together, we get 3 times 1 times 2 equals 6. So our LCD is 6. So let's convert them. We need both of them to be with a denominator of 6. This one already is, so we can leave it 1/6. But we need to convert 1/3 to 6. So we know that we multiply 3 times 2 to get 6. So we need to multiply 1 times 2, and we get 2. And then subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1. Denominator stays the same, and it's already in simplest form. So that's where it ends. So hopefully this has reminded you how to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators. If you need more help, you can always send me an email, and I will get some more information to you or some additional video. Let's go ahead and turn the page. We're going to do homework number 7. You have 8 problems on this page that need to be completed. This is going to be due in August. And remember that you need to simplify fractions. So if you need additional workspace, you can use this space down here at the bottom of the page. You can use the space in the box. Just go ahead and make sure you circle your answer, as I would in all of your homework, so that you, or box it in so that you know what your answer was. When you're finished, you'll turn that in August, and you can move on to the next lesson.